to talk about your tolerance for piercings today on Body Piercing Basics, episode number 57. So stick around. For those who are new to the channel, my name is DaVo. I'm a professional body piercer and have been since 1994. I own and operate the Axiom Body Piercing Studio located here in Des Moines, Iowa, inside Skin Kitchen Tattoo. I don't know why I'm doing that, but it's fun. So when I talk to you about these things, I'm talking to you as somebody who has pierced thousands upon thousands of people, has been in the industry for well over 25 years, and has a lot of experience. I'm an expert. Tolerance. So what am I talking about when I'm talking about tolerance? Tolerance is the body's willingness to put up with having foreign objects inside of it, which it does not like. When you really start to think about what piercings are and what they mean and etc. and what they take, it's kind of an interesting and kind of strange, almost magical thing. Think back to the first person who probably had a piercing. I'm sure, like every major discovery in humanity, it was a mistake. Somebody went out to battle or simply went fishing and got something caught in their ear or their lip or their nose, and for one reason or another couldn't get it out. So days went by, everybody in the tribe's worried about this guy or gal who's got this foreign objects in their body, because usually that meant you died. You bled out, you got an infection, something happened, and you were done. But strangely enough, a couple months go by, and not only is the person still alive, but this piece of material that doesn't belong there is still there. Everybody else had already experienced the splinter effect where your body would push the material out, but in this case, oddly, the body didn't. In fact, it was to the point where it was almost semi-permanent, and as it grew out larger, that hole where this material was in, it actually got to the point where he could take the material out, or she, and put it in and out. This must have been like sorcery during that period of time, mainly because we really didn't have a complete understanding of what made the human body tick and etc. And we especially didn't understand why this piercing would heal. So that is one of the reasons why it became such an important part of most prehistory indigenous tribes and cultures, because it was a way of marking your passage into adulthood, basically, and it would show your status in that particular tribe and mark you as someone belonging to that tribe. So it was very important. Not only was it kind of this rite of passage, but it also defined you as a member of that tribe and where your standing was at. When stretched piercings or stretching piercings came into effect, usually the ones that were the elders, the more higher status people, were the ones that had the larger jewelry. The reason being is it showed their status. If you came across them and they had large stretched ears, it meant they were a large, higher up person in that tribal culture. So you're saying to yourself, DaVo, what the hell does this have to do with my tolerance for piercings? Tolerance is really what we're trying to achieve when we do a piercing. We're trying to create a situation where your body will tolerate it to the point where it will begin to accept the piercing, jewelry, and then start to build tissue around it. Think about that. It's not an easy feat. Well, to a degree. So when we're talking about this, some of the things that go into deciding how to do a piercing, where to do a piercing, and why to do a piercing have to do with tolerance. It's increasing your tolerance for that particular jewelry to be in that place. Things like judging your anatomy, making sure that it's deep enough or wide enough or pronounced enough to actually pierce and support the jewelry. Placement, making sure that placement's deep enough where it's going to support the jewelry, wide enough that the jewelry is going to fit correctly, and fits into the shape of that particular part of your anatomy. When we're picking out jewelry, we consider tolerant or metals or materials that your body's going to be more tolerant towards, like implant grade stainless steel, titanium, 14 karat solid gold, glass, etc. Things that your body's more willing to accept than, say, a rusty nail from Home Depot. Another contributing factor that we don't often really talk about is the piercing's health, the person who's getting pierced, how healthy they are. If they're unhealthy, they're not going to have as much tolerance for this nonsense than if they're really healthy. So that is another part of the whole process. So that final thing is tolerance. For one reason or another, some people are more genetically prone to be tolerant towards piercings than other people. This could be the number of piercings they have, the location of the piercing, and the type. And that's why every time I post a video that talks about one of these extreme piercings or experimental piercings that I generally don't advise getting done, we end up with 10 or 15 posts of, hey, I've had this antitrachus for 2.5 decades. I can hang 15-pound irons off of it, and it's perfectly fine. It's not going anywhere. You're rare. You have an extreme tolerance for piercings. For one reason or another, either your health or your plain old genetics, you are more acceptable to that. This can also go to how many piercings you can heal at one time. Health has a lot to do with it, but it also has to do with how much your body's willing to put up with before it starts to react badly, where it starts to refuse to heal something, where it starts to try to reject everything that it comes in contact with. So in a lot of ways, tolerance is that unknown quantity to every piercing you get. Every time we do a piercing, etc. It's why if you want to get experimental piercings or piercings that are more off the beaten path or have a bad track record, if you do numerous piercings with a piercer over and over again and they begin to realize how quickly or how easily or how much tolerance your body has for healing piercings, they're more apt to do it. If you just walk in off the street, they've never seen you, they don't know you from Adam, they have no idea what your tolerance level is for healing piercings, what your body's willing to put up with. If you peeled out a number of piercings with them in various different parts of the body, they're going to have a better understanding of how you heal. And you will too. So keep that in mind. If you want those more extreme piercings, test out the simple ones, the ones that are proven to heal time and time again. Then, maybe after you've gotten about 3 or 4 of those under your belt, start talking to your piercer about trying something different. Now, is your success rate going to be better or worse? Who knows? But you might have a better understanding of how tolerant your body is to piercings than you did just walking off the street with just maybe a couple of lobe piercings. So always take that into account. That's all I have to say about tolerance or your tolerance for piercings. I hope this made sense. It's kind of an abstract thought for a lot of people. And a lot of things with tolerance, it's that combination of healthiness, but there's just that little extra genetic part that just seems to like piercings more than other people and is more prone to healing faster and causing less issues. We don't all have it. In some cases, we often have it in one part of the body, but we don't have it in the other part of the body. I've done piercings on people that have healed out beautifully, and then we'll do something simple like an upper ear cartilage, and suddenly they're having all kinds of issues with it. Part of that might be habit, but part of it also might be your genetic tolerance for piercings. So if this made sense or didn't make sense, or you have something you'd like to add to the conversation, please leave a comment. I generally answer them when I have time. If you like the video and you'd like to see more of them, first off, give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you like it, because we like it when you like it. And it also lets YouTube know, hey, this is valuable content and other people should see it. And if you haven't already, Hit that notification bell after you've subscribed so that you get these videos on a regular basis and are notified every time we post one. If you like merch, you like t-shirts, you like swag, you like stuff that looks stylish and cool and also has to do with body art, check out our merch store. There's various different designs there. Link in the description. Here's hoping all your piercings heal with ease and without a single issue, and that you have total tolerance for them. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, I hope to see you for your body piercing needs in the future. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, everybody. Go out there and be tolerant. Because that's really all humans really want, is to be tolerated.